welcome back to Sweet Yellow TV. Okay, so right off the bat, y'all know I get straight to it. So I asked you guys on Instagram, what did you want me to record? And I gave y'all a little selection. So first off, before I even talk about that, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I give you guys daily polls, little insights into my life here and there, here and there. So make sure you look down below in the description box and follow me on Instagram. Okay. Like I was saying, let me jump back into it. Okay, so I asked you guys, what did y'all want me to record? And I think it was like, can you work in nursing school? Or should you work in nursing school? And then what was in my nursing school backpack? I'm going to save that video for later on this week. Today, I'm going to record, can you work in nursing school? Did I work in nursing school? Any tips that I have for you guys who want to work in nursing school? So yeah, if you want to see if you can or cannot, or if you should or should not, and any tips that I have, make sure you keep watching. Okay, so before I get into the video, like I've told you guys from day one, when it comes to me, giving you guys advice as far as nursing school, what may work for me, may not work for you. And what may work for you may not work for me. So I can sit here all day and tell you guys advice like, oh, go to work, or oh, don't go to work. But at the end of the day, it's who you are as a person, who I am as a person, how you time manage, how you prioritize. So just keep that in mind as I sit here and tell you guys all these tips. But 9 times out of 10, we should be able to relate on the same page. But at the end of the day, once again, you are your own person. You know how you manage things. You know how you handle overwhelming situations. You know how you study. So at the end of the day, it's going to be up to you. Okay, so first off, the first thing I definitely want to say is if you don't have to work in nursing school, don't do it. If you're blessed enough to be financially stable and financially able to not have to work while you're in nursing school, say you live with your parents, or you have another income coming in somewhere other than you going out to have to work for that income, do not work in nursing school. And I will tell you guys from the jump, my first semester and my second semester in nursing school, I did not work. And I already knew before I even started nursing school. When I was doing my prereqs, I worked all the time. I would work at least maybe like 25 hours a week, maybe 30 hours a week when I was on campus. And then once, right before I got into nursing school, I knew that I needed to start saving up money. That's a key. If you absolutely cannot work your first semester or you don't want to work, save up before you actually get into nursing school. But as I was saying, I knew that my first semester, I didn't want to work because of the course load that I knew that I was going to have to deal with. And I just wanted to see how nursing school was just with nursing school, not with other outside sources, putting more stress on me. So that's definitely, if you kind of want to experiment, maybe your first semester, your second semester, definitely your first semester, kind of lay off on working or save up your money to where, like, okay, say you're starting school in the fall. You are so blessed to have that entire summer to work, the entire summer work as much as you can. Save up your money so when school starts in August, you have that money saved up. But if you can't, cool, understandable, everything happens in life. I know some of us, like some of y'all, not us, because not me, but some of y'all are mothers. Like I've said before to you guys, when you're in nursing school, a lot of your life has to revolve around nursing school. But at the end of the day, we have to be realistic. I had to be realistic. When I moved into my apartment by myself, I knew that bills were going to have to be paid. I knew that rent was going to have to be paid. So when I started working my third semester of nursing school, I knew, it was going to be different. But then I also knew my third semester, I wasn't going to be at school as much. Like I literally went up to school but I went up there one time a day. On Mondays, I was up there from 9 to 7. I would work Wednesdays from 12 to 6. Friday, I would have clinicals, and then I would work Sundays from 12 to 6. So when it comes to working, this is for you guys that absolutely have to work. Again, if you don't have to work, don't do it. You want to get a job, if you can, if possible, once again, you want to get a job that will maybe work with your schedule, understands that you are a student, and understands that sometimes you may not be able to come in. So with my job, my schedule stayed the same the entire semester. When I first got hired on, I told them right off, like from the jump, I am in nursing school. Like, I need money, but at the end of the day, my education has to come first. And they understood that wholeheartedly, like they understood that. It was good. So I was able to tell them what my availability would be. And that was on the Wednesdays and the Sundays. I worked a maximum of 12 hours a week. I know that doesn't sound a lot, but for the company that I worked for, I was making a good amount of money per hour. So that 12 hours kind of added up and I got paid each week. So in the end, it was good for me. My best friend, he works 2 jobs. Shout out to Alex if you're watching this video. He works 2 jobs and still manages to succeed in nursing school. So again, I know me personally would not be able to work 2 jobs. I could barely handle the 1 job that I had. So you are different. Like, each person is different. You're going to have your own experience. You are your own person. I cannot stress that enough, because I don't want y'all thinking, oh, well, she can do it like I can do it. At the end of the day, you know what you can handle. But okay, back to it. So again, they understood. They worked with me, and I worked a maximum of 12 hours a week. Now, with you working, you have to understand that with those hours that you're not studying, because at my job, there was just no possible way that I would be able to pull out my notes and study while I'm at work. There are some jobs, one of my friends, she has a job where she works the night shift, so she can pull out her notes when she's not busy. So if you can have a job like that, that's also good too, to where you can work and study at the same time. But me personally, the job that I had, me studying while I was on the job, physically incapable, okay? So I had to keep in mind all the studying that I was missing out. Even though it was just 12 hours, those are 12 hours that I could have been studying. So I knew once I got off work, I had to come straight home to study. Even though I was exhausted, I had to mentally train myself in the beginning to be able to, even though I don't care, like, I had to train myself. Even though you've been at work all day, you still need to go home and study at least for a couple of hours. Look at some notes for a couple of hours, do some questions, do something. Don't let the day go to waste, you know? So that's something you want to keep in mind. If you're going to work, you have to make up for that studying time outside of you being at work. Okay, and then another thing that I want to point out, which is very, very important, at least for me, is I could never, ever work a day before a test day. And then when it came to finals time, I didn't work for like 3 weeks straight. So again, some jobs are not going to, like, they don't care, you know? They don't care that you're a student. They don't want to work with your schedule. What they say goes, and you don't want to have a job like that while you're in nursing school. Like I said, if I had a test, you know, on a Monday, that Sunday, I wasn't going to work. If I had my finals, even though my finals were like, when they were kind of all bunched together in a week, that entire week before, I wasn't going to work, but some of my friends were still going to work. So that is why I say it's who you are as a person. So definitely keep that in mind. If you're about to get hired or something, you want to let them know there may be times where, okay, if I have a test, I don't want to work before my test. When it comes final times, you guys may not see me for 3 weeks straight, 2 weeks straight, a week straight. Just let them know, because honestly, the more upfront you are and the more honest you are about your availability, the more it's going to help you at the end. Because me personally, I'm going to be sitting there worrying about, okay, if I have a test next week and they don't even know that I'm in nursing school, and so I'm just going to randomly go up to them and tell them, okay, hey, I need this day off. I try not to have extra stress, if y'all get what I'm saying. So to alleviate all that, let them know off top, you're a nursing student, you're in nursing school. At the end of the day, your education is always, always, always going to come first. So I think the 2 main things here that are going to, definitely be beneficial to you if you have to work while you're in nursing school. If you don't listen to anything I say in this video, listen to the next 2 things. Time management and prioritizing. Setting out your weekly schedule, organizing yourself, saying, okay, I have to work this day, I have to work this day, and I have to work this day, but I have class this day. So where am I going to study? You need to make your study schedule. I told y'all this before, you know, have your study schedule set out, have your entire week set out, so that way nothing is like last minute, nothing jumps up on you last minute. And I promise you that's going to make everything like a lot smoother. You're going to become less stressed once you know what to actually expect, what's actually going to be happening, you know, during the week before it actually happens. It's going to relieve a weight off your shoulder. And then the next and final thing is, if you can set your schedule, and when I say set your schedule, if you can tell them your exact availability by telling them Tuesday to Friday, y'all not gonna catch me at this job, and they're okay with that, 9 times out of 10, you should be okay. You don't have to work so many hours. Like, you don't have to. One thing I will say is, having a full-time job and being in nursing school, don't advise it at all. Absolutely negative. I wouldn't advise it. But me, with my little 12 hours and getting my low amount of money that I was getting paid, it was working. and it worked for me the entire semester. So if you can set your schedule, tell them your availability, have a set schedule the entire semester. I know, like, when things kind of fluctuate and you work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday on this week, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday the next week, that's kind of, I just feel like that's kind of disorganized, and I'm all about organization. So if I know off top, you know, what I'm going to be working, I knew in my mind every Wednesday and Sunday from 12 to 6, don't count that as studying time, because it's not going to happen. It helped me, and it helped my mind become more accustomed to, you know, being used to not being able to study on those days. So if you can have a set schedule, stick with that set schedule the entire semester, you can work during nursing school. But again, I'm going to say it one more time, because I don't want y'all thinking, well, if she can do it, I can do it. You are your own person. You know how you prioritize. You know if you're a procrastinator. You know what you can handle. But all right, guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully, I helped you a little bit. I try to give my experience on it. It worked out for me. I will say in the beginning, it was kind of difficult, because I used to be at work, and I'd be thinking, I could be studying right now. Like, I'm sitting here doing this, and I could be at home studying. So once you train your mind and you get used to it, if you have to work, you'll be absolutely a-okay. And you'll find a way, you'll get used to it, and it'll become secondhand to you. But okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. Any other video requests you guys want to see, make sure you leave that down below in the description box. Hit the bell so every time I post, you guys won't miss it, because as y'all can tell, I've been posting a lot lately. So you don't want to miss anything else that I post. Subscribe, stay up, stay with it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.